Come to get some old school perspective?
Agent Koyos, at your service. What is your query? If I don't know it, no one here does. No, it is a pseudo-acronym meant to emphasize my station as hardware and software. My programmer thought it would be clever, but clearly it goes over most heads. Koyos was a Greek Titan god, born of Uranus and Gaia. He was known as a Titan of knowledge and queries. But I wouldn't expect you to know that. Mostly stand around waiting for someone to interact with me. I am connected to the tracker database, so when a tracker either has or needs information about a certain target, they come to me. My directive is to assist trackers with any queries they have, and if desired, give advice based on the information we have compiled. Leave no quarter, show no mercy.
Fancy a drink, Terror? Or just come to bend my ear? Funny you ask. Most trackers choose their call signs. So did I. Used to be called Solar Flare, but enough people started calling me Two Shot that it stuck. When I was out there, it never took me more than 2 shots from my firearms to bag my target. Thought I would have given it up once I retired from tracking to have a kid. I pour such strong drinks that now they say it doesn't take any more than 2 shots to down a tracker. So, it's stuck. I'm just happy they decided to keep me on the payroll. I may not run the finest bar in Aquila, but at least it ain't Eggy's. Yama, you tracked blood in all over my damn floor again earlier.
Yes, that was likely me.
Well,
What can I
did
do
you
you
not?
for, young gun?
Tired of cleaning up after you. I mean, look at you now. Not a speck of blood on you. You clearly know how to clean up after yourself.
For you, I will try to be more careful, but I make no promises.
Fine. Well, maybe I don't make any promises to give you a clean glass to drink out of. How's that for you? Take a load off. Have a go. Feel free to tell old Touche I've got anything a tracker.
Come to get some. Old school perspective?
Fancy a drink, Terror? You got it, Tracker. Take a look.
May your quarry's death be as swift as snuffing out a candle.
Your abilities are truly amazing.
Hey, what can I do for you? Anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem. Okay. Nothing for us to do. Sure, have at it.
I would prefer that we both remain light on our feet.
Was there? If there's anything
never
I can
know
do
what
for you,
could happen.
I hope we have what you need.
I am glad to be back. It will be good to have a moment to relax. Perhaps this planet has some undocumented seismic activity.
Well, it is customary to say, "Welcome home."
I told them it was a...
Wish that bartender at the viewport would stop complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying us.
Need some work done?
You should see some of the shoes we get down here. Like their owners, for decorating their shoes.
Is there some compulsion that leads you to do this? Childhood trauma? It is okay to let things go.
of the Helios retreat? Supposed to be some...
Take a look around. How about I just show you instead of tell you?
Outlaws? Okay.
I'm gonna drink nothing but Terra Brew and pull all-nighters for a week to finish them.
Sounds like a...
You're an independent hauler? I can promise you the best rate in town.
Might want to steer clear of the stretch.
Lots of crime
Lots of
over
crime
there.
over there.
Ask anyone. This is what I've got at the moment.
You being, I run the branch's special accounts.
What brings you to the trade authority? Huh, down a bit.
Look what the Astra dragged in.
I've been thinking about getting back...
I've danced this dance with death for long.
Take a load off.
If you know...
I've got anything a truck.
Well, howdy, Tracker.
You've helped us recruit some quality candidates. Are you certain about this?
I believe
What's
so.
the word, Terror? How about that? We got a new tracker in the building. Name's Stash, and I'm more than just a pretty face. You ever need my help, you can step right over here to my little corner and we can talk shop. Whether it's for business or pleasure, it's up to you.
Thank you for understanding. And for your blessing.
Hey, good luck catching bad guys out there.
You're always welcome to relax here, between jobs.
Please help me.
I'm not sure rehabilitation can be a valid alternative to incarceration. But I would be happy to be proven wrong.
My man is missing, and you're all just here, what? Waiting for him to wander back through the gate?
Mr. Halftown, we are trying, but we don't have the manpower.
And now half my crew thinks your little band of convicts is just waiting to drag us off and scrap us for organs.
Mr. Halftown, our security officer has been put into the infirmary trying to find your worker. We're doing everything we can. All I ask is that you and your crew be patient. You have nothing to fear from us convicts. We are handling it.
Then get it done. Or else we are going to have problems.
You have my word.
My crew isn't lifting a finger until my man is found. Can't believe I bought into this place's crap reform program story. I'm supposed to be the construction foreman. It's my job to make sure the Helios retreat gets built to whatever standard these folks want so they can run this reform program or whatever. But it's also my responsibility to make sure my crew can do their job safely, which sure as hell isn't the case right now with one of my people missing. So right now, I'm just waiting. Why does anyone take any job? Credits, and these folks have plenty. But I mean, come on. What they're selling here? Fixing the settled systems by giving criminals career training? You really think the Crimson Fleet are just one typing course away from becoming model citizens? Never been on the receiving side of a visit from the fleet, huh? And look, I know some folks have it tough out there. I've employed my fair share of ex-cons over the years. But you know how they turn their lives around? They did their time and got jobs instead of making the same bad choices again. Those are options everyone's already got. No retreat required.
You are getting lost in the method, despite your goals being aligned.
Yeah, but the pathway to that goal matters. If they're all here just sitting around learning a trade, just like they would on a job site, huh? Maybe you got a point there. But I'm sure you didn't come here just for a debate. Let's talk about something else. Because I'm not the one whose job it is to keep this place secure. We're not soldiers. Just folks who were sold a load of bull that we'd be safe doing this job, and I'm not about to risk more of my people out there. Oh yeah? It can't be worse than the situation we're already in. The boss, Sloane, she's heading up the manhunt, if you can even call it that. Talk to her and she'll get you up to speed. Sure.
I'm so bored. I can't get my eyes to focus. Unless something's wrong with the air in this place.
Look, if you're here making a delivery or something, I'd do it quick.
Halftown's furious about how this has all gone down, but can you blame him?
I would not mind if we returned to bed sometime soon. Even when I see it with my own eyes, it is still hard to believe.
An interesting choice of location.
You dropping off? Didn't think we had any deliveries until next week. Got an invoice I can look at? Oh. Don't get many visitors this far out. Not a lot to see at the moment, but once we're open, the hope is to have plenty on offer. Imports from around the galaxy, stuff made by our residents. Happy to let you peruse what we've already got in. Mostly just the basics at this point, though. The construction foreman, Halftown, and his crew are scrambling their undergarments because one of their guys wandered off the other night. Probably a little too much glug-glug. But now the entire construction crew thinks we're going to slit their throats just because most of us have a criminal past. But look, if you want to get involved, Sloane's been coordinating the manhunt. She'll have all the info you might need. Most of the staff here are. Got me for digital intrusion and grand larceny. Was in a bad place. Needed a lot of funds. Fast. So I hacked a couple Galbank servers. Had maybe 6 years left on my sentence in Aquila when Sloane and Nevin swooped in. They said they'd pay off my whole bounty if I ran through their pilot program. I didn't have much else going on, so I said sure. It was hard work, but Sloane... the woman is compassion in human form. She stuck with me. And now I'm here, running the retreat shop and maybe someday one of my own. Sure did. Anyone who commits to joining the program gets their bounty paid off by the retreat. Not sure who's footing the bill, though. I presume it's coming from outside donations because Sloane and Nevin aren't exactly rolling in cred sticks. Take care now.
I am grateful for our time together, always. You never need to ask. I always want to know what you are thinking. I am not always the best at conveying my affection for you, but I do still love to hear you say things like that. This caught my eye, and I thought of you. Come back to me soon, dearest.
I'm sorry. Are you lost? Because if you're here to enroll someone, I'm afraid we're having just a minor crisis. And it's going to be a while before we're evaluating any applicants. This is, well, will be the Elios Retreat. Someday we hope for it to be a bastion of education and growth for some of the galaxy's most needy. It's incarcerated. That, however, is feeling more and more like it might never happen unless we resolve our current crisis. So it might be best if you just moved along. Where do I begin? It's been a cascading series of issues. The most recent is that one of our construction workers has gone missing, and attempts to find him have turned up nothing, which is what this retreat is going to be if we don't manage to find him. So I hope you'll understand why I can't take your application at the moment. Oh, that's awfully kind of you, but... you know, we could use some more manpower, actually. Speak to Sloane. She's been taking point on the... well, she'll be able to explain it all. Currently, very little. But once we're open, should that day ever come, we hope to have all manner of training and personal development courses available for our residents. Most of our staff are formerly incarcerated themselves, so we hope to be able to provide a level of service unlike any other in the galaxy. Currently, very little. But once we're open, should that day ever come, we hope to have all manner of training and personal development courses available for our residents. Most of our staff are formerly incarcerated themselves, so we hope to be able to provide a level of service unlike any other in the galaxy. Well, our construction foreman, Mr. Halftown, is understandably upset that a member of his crew has gone missing. It's put a complete stop to all work on the facility as Mr. Halftown's crew doesn't believe the staff and myself can be trusted with their well-being. And our attempts to defuse the situation by finding the missing crewman have failed thus far. Sloane's been trying to keep everyone calm, but I honestly don't know how much longer this can go on. I'm the facility's chief administrator, co-head of the whole retreat with Sloane. She handles most of the resident side of things, making sure we've got the right people for the program and those people have the right tools to succeed in their own development. I keep the lights on and make sure things hum along smoothly, which has been harder of late. I am the sole exception. I was a neighborhood administrator for years in New Atlantis, was tasked with maintaining the Wells section of the city, home to many of the UC's most underprivileged citizens. I saw firsthand what havoc the bounty system could cause in a neighborhood. Parents in prison, money funneled away from basic needs. It can become a cycle. Here, we hope to give people the tools to escape it. Oh, until next time then.
I'm sorry, love, but the Elios retreat isn't taking new residents right now. We've had some issues. A missing person chief among them. But you're welcome to rest up and refuel here as long as you'd like. So long as there's no bounty hunter after you that's going to kick my brand new door off its hinges. Well, at the moment, it's primarily a collection of shipping containers and unused construction materials. But the plan is to make this place into a growth and education residence for the galaxy's incarcerated. We'll offer job training and a support network for folks that otherwise just while away their days in prison just because they didn't have the credits to pay their own bounties. Get them all the tools they need to set up regular, boring lives like the rest of us. Well, thank you. Always striving to make my presence in the universe a net positive. But still got a lot of ground to cover. But I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to listen to me blabber. You're probably exhausted. Monica should have any supplies you might need. She's just out front of the main building. And our ship services tech is out near the landing pad if your vessel needs some tending to. And if you need anything else, or just want to talk, you come find me. Well, like I mentioned, the retreat's our modest attempt to change how the galaxy deals with those who find themselves on the wrong side of the law. Once we're open, the goal is to take in people whiling away in prison because they couldn't pay their bounties. We'll get them job training and a support network. All the tools they need to set up regular, boring old lives just like the rest of us. We're trying to do what we can to help those who need it. But once we officially open our doors, the retreat's going to have to be a lot of things to the formerly incarcerated folks we plan to bring here. Residence, school, a place for reflection. Nevin, he handles everything infrastructure related, while I take care of everything our residents might need to get them moving along healthier paths. I make sure we've got the facilities to support everyone. I arrange all our occupational training. Even got my counseling certification a few years back so I can serve as a compassionate ear when people need it. If you can believe it, I was Crimson Fleet. Scouring the skies for loot and glory. Ended up finding a hefty prison sentence instead, which, honestly, was probably the best for me and the galaxy at large. You'd expect right, even at the best of times. But I'm sure you didn't come here for an ancient history lesson. Was there something else you wanted to discuss? That the truth? Because I can't say it's going to be easy work, but if you found the construction crew's missing man, we'd all owe you. This planet is not the most accommodating to human life. It's wild, empty, and the local fauna, well, they're not big fans of humans. So while I will absolutely take your help if you're offering it, I just want you to be aware, I don't expect it's going to be a walk in the park. Well, he was last seen a few days ago, so we don't think he could have gotten far. We sent our lone security officer to find him, but things didn't go according to plan out there, and now he's taken up residence in our infirmary. So if you're offering, we'll absolutely take the help. You don't know how happy I am to hear it. First things first, you want to speak to Greg D'Angelo, our security officer. He was wounded searching for our worker, Mr. Killman's trail. He should be able to get you pointed toward Killman's last known location. Thank you again for helping us. I'll be around.
Who are you? Can't the guy heal in peace? I got gored. Was out hunting for this dimwit construction worker when something comes charging out of the overgrowth and puts a horn or a claw or something in my gut. I never got a good look at it, but it must have been huge because it laid me out. It took me 6 hours of crawling to get back here. So unless you need something right now, I'd love to get back to closing up the hole in my torso. Sloan found someone else, huh? Well, hopefully, you'll have better luck than I did. I managed to turn up some tracks outside the facility. Bit of a hike, though. Not sure if they were Killman's, but Ixal's not exactly a bustling metropolis. There was a cave system I scanned nearby, but I got attacked before I could look any further. Next place I was planning to visit once I was on my feet again. I'd start there. Careful out there. The things on this planet, they aren't friendly.
Every world with living things is a treasure. Seems local fauna has been nesting here.
There are few things as exhilarating. We live to see another day. Way? Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there is something there. Something worth our time in here, perhaps?
I'm not going back. Stay away. Oh God, please, please don't put me back in the bag. I'll do whatever you say, just please, not the bag. What happened? You're not here to... I was kidnapped. He caught me off guard after hours, threw a bag over my head and marched me off. But I escaped. But then these creatures started hunting me. So I ran in here. And I've got no food and I'm so hungry and... Please, take me back. I just want to go home. No, he kept the bag over me the whole time. I heard his voice. But he honestly didn't say much when I was around. I need this to be over. Please. Please, can we go? Please? Oh, thank God. Come on. Let's get the hell out of here. You do know the way back, right? Once we're back, I'm going to sleep for a week.
Wait, you found him.
Killman! Killman's back!
Mother of God, kid. What happened?
I was walking out, and someone threw a bag over my head. They took me... I don't know. It smelled like the inside of the first aid kit. I had to sleep on the steel floor and...
Which one of you crooks bagged him, huh?
Us? Why the hell would we do that? Waste of a perfectly good bag.
You're rambling, kid. Come on. Let's get you cleaned up. You smell like used welder's gear.
Mr. Halftime, I have some medical training. I'd be happy to...
You stay away. I want whoever kidnapped my man found and dealt with, understand? I don't care if it's one of your people or mine or a fucking ghost. Find them.
Of course. We'll do what we can. But...
I'm not interested in excuses. I need to know who did this. Just find my man's kidnapper now. This was a good start, bringing Killman back, but it's only the start. Sure.
I never thought I'd be excited to see this place again.
I guess it might have been a bit naive for me to hope for a happy reconciliation, but you brought him back safe. That's what's important. Here, you have my sincerest thanks. But now, we've got a whole new thread to pull on. What are the chances I'd be able to convince you to help us find our kidnapper? Fine. I'm sure I can convince Nevin to trim some fat in the construction budget. Now, Mr. Killman didn't seem to have a lot of information, but I caught at least 1 or 2 bits I think could help us find our kidnapper. I want to believe none of them would. But I've been around long enough to know how easy it is for someone to surprise you. So honestly, I don't know. But I think those hints Killman mentioned about the kidnapper's refuge are the key to figuring it out. He did, didn't he? Industrial antiseptic would be my guess. I know that smell. There was a building we were evaluating as a possible site for the retreat not far from here. An old research outpost. Seems like a decent match for the description of our kidnapper's hideaway. Here, the facility's coordinates. Head out there and see what you can find.
Halftown's furious about how this has all gone down, but can you blame him? I'm not picking up a rivet until all this gets fixed.
If you do find our kidnapper, let them know we're willing to negotiate. I don't want any bloodshed. Here if you need me.
Let us see what wonders of life this cache boasts.
serve them off, it seems. I'm glad it is in your hands.
Watch out!
Failure.
I cannot wait to kill you. Give up already. Can't hope to win.
Damage.
We should move on, if there's nothing worth taking. I believe we are not alone.
search pattern. I am engaging. Unable. Repair not possible.
You seem to have taken on more than you can carry. If you require assistance, please, just say so. Last night was enlightening. I hope to learn more next time.
what when we can coast?
Oh, hi. We're not exactly open, but did you need something for your ship? Got anything you need to offload? Trade Authority is always buying. Kiosk right here for you. Nothing for us to do. You're in good flying condition. I'm sure you can find something you like. Nothing for us to do. You're in good flying condition.
You seem to have weathered that trek well enough. Were you able to find anything at the facility? Not a lot to go on. Monica, anything you can do with this?
I can take a look. Oh, it's encoded. Made to look scrambled. And done badly. Looks like... there. Seems there were 2 of them. Oh my god, it's all here. The accidents, the kidnapping, Greg's attack. These 2, they did it all.
Any mention of who they are? They're not with the construction crew, are they?
No names, but there are a pair of ID numbers. They're with the Trackers Alliance.
The Alliance sent 2 bounty hunters? Here? What? Our bounties are all paid.
I'm not seeing an Alliance contract or documentation. I think this is off the books.
Trackers? Consider yourselves lucky to still be alive.
It appears we have been fortunate. But it does beg the question. So, a couple of trackers have decided to haunt us on their own free time. Why?
Doesn't say. It's really not that impressive. Used to sell these on the semi-regular in my old life. A cheating spouse wants to document all their flings without fear of their partner finding out? Just use one of these bad boys. It's computer hacker 101 stuff. And it sure doesn't explain why they've decided to harass us.
That certainly seems in the realm of possibility.
So then this is an easy fix. They're bounty hunters. We pay them to leave us alone.
And make ourselves a target for every other hunter in the universe. We need to take a stand.
Says the one guy physically incapable of taking one.
We're not doing anything until we actually find them. Any mention in there of where our trackers might be now?
Sounds like they're on a supply run, outside the system.
Then we got a little time. Given their background, and ours, I expect you're the only person here they might actually listen to. Would you be willing to act as an emissary on our behalf?
Slate's not big on details. There's two of them, they're clearly armed, but that's about all we've got to go on.
But trackers aren't usually the type to take prisoners when it's not required. So the fact that they've thus far remained largely non-violent, well, it means they might be willing to negotiate. With the right person, of course, which I think in this case is you. I'm certain we can find a way to solve this without resorting to violence.
Let's just pay them and be done with it. I mean, we clearly need more manpower anyway. I'll hire them on as contractors.
To hell with that. We know where they live. Let's have our friend here get the drop on them and send them to the great beyond.
The last thing we need is the galaxy thinking that's how we solve our problems around here, Mr. D'Angelo. I would request you try to avoid any violence. But if you're looking for suggestions on how to proceed, well, it seems we've got opinions to spare.
I think there's a clear way to solve this problem. But the ultimate way forward, I suppose, falls to you. I think you should offer them money, and I'm willing to help. Here, all I have liquid at the moment. Hopefully it'll be enough. I'd hand them those credits I gave you, and hoping that much will be sufficient. Take care, please.
Did I mention thanks for taking these two on? Hand selected by yours truly. Had to deal with my fair share of their kind over the years. You don't get into that job to make it rich. You get into it to be your own boss and prove how tough you are. So, my advice? Let them know that pushing around a bunch of counselors just makes them look like bullies, not tough. Be careful with those goons.
You looking for my suggestion? I don't think they're gonna respect anything other than force. But I think Sloane's not gonna be happy if you handle it that way.
You would be correct, Mr. D'Angelo.
Those two deserve to be kebabs. But what do I know? You deal with this however you want. Watch your back out there, okay? You deal with this however you want.
Be careful with these trackers. You don't get into their line of business without a vicious streak. Love, I can only guess at what these two might be after. But it's clear they perceive something about us as a threat. They're afraid. And all you can do with fear is try and understand it. So, just listen to them, okay? Hear what they have to say. And see if you can make whatever it is they're worried about a little less scary. Good luck out there.
If you require organic compounds, now might be a good time to collect.
What the? Who's that?
You. Who are you and what the hell are you doing here? And just who the holy hell are you?
See? I told you Kilman was gonna lead them to us. Should have slit his throat when we had the chance.
Quiet. Listen, unless you're here to tell us those convicts have decided to close up shop, then we've got nothing to discuss.
He's telling the truth. Let's just do what he says, all right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We didn't realize who we were dealing with. We'll leave the retreat alone. You got our word. Didn't realize the retreat had such convincing friends. We don't want any more trouble.
Don't hurt me, all right? You don't need to worry about us. Ever.
Alongside you is never dull.
I thought I was signing up for an exciting job under the...
There you are. You were gone for quite a while, love. Are you all right? Were you able to find our trackers? That's the best news I've had in quite a while. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, love. This place, all of us, we are in your debt. There is just one last piece of business, though. Nevin asked to speak to you, in private. He's waiting for you up in the office. Hard to believe it's all over. Here if you need me.
Ah, there you are. So, first things first, I need to say, well, thank you. And we are exceedingly grateful for it. It's just, the situation you set right, with the trackers, it's one we don't want to find ourselves in again. Luckily, we have someone, our founding donor in fact, who has offered to reach out to the Alliance, ensure their good behavior going forward. Before she does, however, she's asked for the details of what exactly occurred. I've already shared my own insights, but, well, she wants to talk to you too. Is that something you might be amenable to? Our benefactor has said she'd prefer to do the introductions herself. But you can rest assured she wants only to thank you in person, hear your side of the story. Nothing more sinister than that. Ah, she'll be pleased to hear it. Head to Aquila City in the Cheyenne system. Check in with Justin Sneed, her security chief. And I would ask you to try and be polite. She's the only reason we're here. Oh, be considerate in dealing with our donor. Take care. Please.
I would not mind stopping at the Laredo storefront. I appreciate their craftsmanship.
Tower's closed. Come back some other time. You're them, huh? I've got 2 rules for this little meeting. Rule number 1, you're not to share anything you discuss up there. This is a private matter, and we're going to keep it that way. Rule 2, you decide to get playful with that weapon, we're going to have serious problems. Think you can abide by those? Good. Miss Lance is waiting upstairs. You can go on up. I'm watching you. Be courteous when you're talking to Miss Lance.
And that must make you our guest. Please, take a seat.
Everything I write down will be kept in the strictest confidence. I'll just be taking notes on what you... to discuss.
You don't have anything to fear from me. Now, you may already know who I am. Raisha Lance, CEO Laredo Firearms. And you, I know all about. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for the retreat. Truly, it's a project that's near and dear to my heart. I'm not the sole donor, but yes, the retreat is a project I've been trying to foster for some time now. My attempt to improve the plight of humanity, even if just in a minor way. Which is why I'm so thankful for your intervention on its behalf. Now, I presume Nevin already got you up to speed. I need details before I talk to the heads of the Trackers Alliance. Make sure their members understand the retreat's off limits. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just jump right into it. Lily here will be taking notes as we go. Now, Nevin said all the various incidents afflicting the retreat, they all stemmed from this pair of rogue bounty hunters. Do I have that right? There were a streak of thefts and accidents leading up to Mr. Killman's kidnapping. We'd presumed they were just bad luck or local fauna. Ixel's not exactly the most hospitable of worlds, but Nevin made it sound as if those bounty hunters might have been responsible for it all. And I was hoping you could confirm if that was the case or not. Good. Lily, make sure we get a copy of all that, will you?
Yes, Ms. Lance.
But Nevin did say you managed to get those two to leave the retreat alone. You mind my asking how you accomplished that? Well, that much is obvious, certainly. So, only other thing I wanted to ask, and I'm just looking for an opinion here, is there anything in your eyes that could have been done to prevent this happening? After everything I've heard from you and Nevin, I'm inclined to agree. It'll take time to get the right people in place for this kind of work, but I'll make sure it's addressed. But that should give me enough to present to the Alliance. Thank you for making the time. Now, what you did, well, it deserves something more than just a couple of firm thank yous. Here, I want you to have these. They're a rare make, but I think you've earned it. Now, was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we went our separate ways? You make lots of friends in my position. Friends in the Freestar Collective, friends in the UC. The sort of people with influence over things. Like, say, how much a locality is allowed to spend on Alliance contracts each quarter. When the Alliance heads grasp that it's better for us all to be friends, I expect they'll leave the retreat well enough alone. It's something that's been on my mind for a while now. How best to help the galaxy's incarcerated population? Humanity's tried plenty of bad ideas. Throwing them in jail and forgetting about them. The UC gave that a go way back when. Took all their criminals to a penal colony on Suvorov and left them to their own devices. Well, those folks didn't appreciate that sort of treatment, took over the colony, and now we call them the Crimson Fleet. Next, we tried making them pay fines instead of going to jail. Except if you don't have the money, that's no sort of improvement at all, is it? Bad idea after bad idea. I thought it was time we tried something new. That's where the plans for the retreat came from. Our attempt at doing things different. That's kind of you, but without your help, it might have stayed just a goal. You have my sincere thanks. Now if you'll excuse me, as you've seen, there's plenty to be done.
Remember, what you and Miss Lance discussed stays between you two. Got it?
I am not sure rehabilitation can be...
be a valid alternative to incarceration. But I would be happy to be proven wrong.
So, I guess I shouldn't be surprised it was trackers. Bunch of cutthroats. The security needs of a place like this, well, at least I'll never be bored. This place is going to be something special someday.
Always good to have you back again. Just happening through our neck of the woods, stranger? Nevin told me about your summons. Our, donor wasn't too hard on you, I hope. She can be a hammer when the situation requires, but this project holds a pretty special place in her heart, so I'm sure she was feeling grateful. Well, thanks to your little chat, our donor's doing everything she can to upend the various roadblocks in our way. We're in the process of vetting more security, looking at some additional and more agreeable contractors. Whatever gets this place closer to becoming a reality. Opening's still a ways off, but we'd be going nowhere if you hadn't wandered in. It's hard to say for certain. We're only just now in a place where we can actually assess how long everything's going to take. But with time, we'll get there. And that's thanks to you. That makes two of us. Thank you again, love. For you, our doors will always be open. I'll be around.
This construction crew's impressively efficient, now that they're actually working. Oh, until next time then.
I do not recall you asking if you could take that.
What you said before, I think you're right. Maybe this place isn't so off on her goal. Sure.
This job can't be done soon enough.
Don't you? There's a chance I might have misjudged some of the staff here. Just a small.
may not quite enjoy New Atlantis, but this... this is much better. Last night.
Got it. Anything I can help you with? Nothing for us to do.
May I be of service? You won't find a better?
Approaching ship. You've entered Freestar Collective space. Maintain your current course while we scan for contraband. And that's it. Enjoy that Aquila City air.
If you're here to convince me not to kill again, you're wasting your time, old man.
Hold on. The jails are starting to fill up. Hey, Terror, I brought in another couple bounties. Hope you're keeping up. I'd wish you luck,
I
but
got it from Stash.
we both know it's more.
Traded that old currency he deals in.
Pull up a seat. Feel free to tell old Tish. I know what should go.
Give him junk money, and he gives you high-quality gear.
I can confirm that, too.
I have no qualms with this guy.
Of course, I don't get what he sees in the stuff. No one outside of him deals in it anymore.
You guys can hear me, right? I'm collecting it because when it comes back into circulation, I'll have
Some huffing and puffing may be in order, thanks to this gravity.
I just don't think any of us believe it'll make a comeback after 100 years. But hey, you do you, Stash.
Yeah, we'll see. Just because you don't know anyone to deal with doesn't mean it's worthless. I know people.
What can I do you for, young gun?
Hello, this is Mrs. Whitmore's 6th grade class. We are having a problem and need help. Please respond. Class, quiet! Oh, thank you. The school district is supposed to do maintenance on the ships. But our grav drive's cracked and leaking helium-3. The ship can't jump right now. What's helium-3? Helium-3 is a stable isotope of helium that is used as fuel for grav drives, Tashi. What's a grav drive? You know what a grav drive is. Or you should. You wrote a paper on it.
I'm not sure Billy does know what a grav drive is.
Class, please, talk quietly amongst yourselves. This is important. Do you have any extra ship parts? The whole fleet is made of charitable donations, so the ships are always breaking down. And the district's mechanics are few and overworked. Tell that my vice principal. Mrs. Whitmore, who are you talking to? Is it a pirate? Pirates? There are pirates? What? No. No pirates. Everyone is safe. Holy smokes! Constellation! The Explorers? That is so cool! In space you can encounter all sorts of fascinating people. Now, everyone, settle down. The driver said ship parts should be sufficient for us to repair our ship. Thank you so much. Stay safe out there. Class, we'll be leaving shortly. Everyone buckle in.
Hostility will not be tolerated.
No breathable atmosphere. A little extra excitement, eh?
Some sort of science facility. A rather unique design. I wonder if it's a show or serves some particular purpose. sort of science facility. A rather unique design. I wonder if it is for show or serves some particular purpose.
High temperature here. I do not advise disrobing to stay cool, but you may do as you wish.
Listen up, scumbags. The assholes are on the move, and we've got to be ready. No, not the UC, not the Freestar Collective. The ones that matter. Pirates, mercs, and those religious nut jobs. We always knew there were some places left over from the Colony War. Bases, labs, stuff like that. But now it's come out that there are even more. A lot more. Spread all over the settled systems. Looks like the Big Two didn't play by their own rules when they were playing war. Now it's a friggin' feeding frenzy. Everyone trying to find them. Trying to use them. So why shouldn't we? We have just as much right as they do. So let's go looking.
lots of technical equipment here. I cannot make sense of it, but surely someone could. And always worth checking. Never know what you might find in your pockets. I believe the threat is gone for now.
I am opening fire.
You cannot be.
Lost contact with the enemy. This area is free of hostiles. I am standing down.
Just getting started! Ah!
show your face around here again.
Shall we agree that was an unfortunate accident?
Because I do not experience boredom, I
Unless you are secretly on staff for this labyrinth. Worry, I do not think we are supposed to be here.
Let us keep from pressing any unnecessary buttons in here, yes? Well, this seems worth a look. I would do if I had power like that.
If you're feeling generous, you could help us out. Or we could just dust your ship. If that's how you want to play it. Look alive, crew.
not mind wearing this suit all the time, but it can result in strange looks in the city.
I would not have considered taking advantage of lower gravity in this way. It is quite clever. Promise not to laugh. You need to jump up and down to stay warm. Botanical researcher Mary Tikhoff. It's now been 15 days since initial germination. Our theory has always been the same. Crops grown in microgravity should be able to reach many times their terrestrial size. Imagine, low-gravity farms growing acres of massive produce. It could change life for everyone in the settled systems. After a decade of work, we may finally be finding some success. We've found a low-gravity world with the right soil composition. Our new seedlings are growing so fast that we've already relocated a dozen to the larger warehouse plots. This is the most exciting time in our many years of research. This is lead botanical researcher Maritikov. It's been 44 days since initial germination. Our plants have begun to fruit, and the results are truly spectacular. Our largest fruit samples are over a meter long, with nearly 10 times the normal nutritional value. We believe the soil on this world has played a large role in this growth. The team has been busy studying its chemistry, and we believe we may be able to replicate it on other planets. I've summarized those findings and stored them on this device for later study. This is lead researcher Maritikov. It's been 48 days since initial germination. Multiple members of our team have reported spotting local wildlife on the horizon. This is troubling. We chose this location believing it was barren. Most signs of life were on the other side of the globe. But we didn't have time to monitor the site for a full round of seasons. Could the wildlife on this planet migrate? If those creatures discover what we're growing here, I'm not sure what we could do to stop them.
I think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally. I heard something. Up already. Throwing! Are you prepared to die? Never grow tired of seeing that.
The Great Serpent himself may have needed to avert his eyes at some of what went on last night.
Hey, blessed are those who walk the path of the promised. Sure, let's talk about whatever you like. So I was thinking about what you said, how I don't have to be perfect. And you're right. It's okay to be vulnerable and make mistakes. It doesn't mean I'm not capable or great at my job. In any case, I wanted to offer you something as thanks. It's my Galacticat, Silver. No problem. I appreciate you taking her. Silver's been my best friend for a long time. But I feel like I've outgrown her. Yeah. It might sound pathetic or sad, but it's the truth. So, for as long as I can remember, I felt loneliest around other people. I guess it's because they reminded me of all the things I'd never have. Family, friends, love. One day, when I was wandering the markets, I found Silver in a trash can, discarded and worn. At the time, I just wanted a friend. But she was also a reminder of how the world saw me. And that I'd always be alone. But for some reason, I haven't felt that way in a while. And I think it's because I joined your crew. It really is. I feel more at home in your crew than I ever did at House Kadik. And it's a credit to you as a leader, Captain. So I guess I want to say, good job. And thanks. It's hard to put into words. The part I find most difficult is the fact that I was taken by zealots. How much did my cousin's work aid their ability to take me hostage? Did they know? Or were they simply misguided? Then they are naive in spite of their years. At their age, they have no excuse. Regardless, I've heard Razma will be enforcing stricter guidelines for new members going forward. It is necessary, but at the same time, I wonder if we are closing the very door I once used to become a Kadik. Because I cannot help but see the parallels between myself and Okeem. Time will tell. Do you need something else? Need my help? I bet you do.
There is no one I would rather see right now. Of course you can. You have quite an effect on me, you know. Oh, yes, perhaps this is of use to you. I am so grateful for you. This station is but a shadow of its former purpose. I do not like it here.
You should inspect your ship for heat leak. Looks to me like you've already... Nothing for us to do.
If there's anything I can do for you, by all means.
It's a little surprising, isn't it? Out here on the edge of UC space. But it's just so... quiet. I try not to trade in gossip, but if you have any verifiable information, I'm all ears.
Good to see you. You won't find a better.
heard some hostile camps were wiped off the map by you. I wish there were more good people like you out there.
I really did think this place would see a
Was
bit more
there something?
action.
By all means.
Star Space. Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
I went through a brief period where I thought it might be exciting to be a professional Ashta hunter. A very, very brief period.
a nod to the stars that align our paths.
Good
The
work
hunt
out there.
continues.
But don't let it go to your head, or you'll end up like
Until
me.
you return.
You're always welcome. Whatever you want.
Well, howdy, Tracker. Well, if it ain't, now what call sign did you take again? Terror. Sounds like what you'll be striking into any quarries you come across. Well, I can see why you'd take that name. You got my seal of approval, not that you need it. Name's Bloodhound. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Loads. But let me tell you just one. So, I'm down at some ass-backwards moon outpost out in the boonies. Got this old feller in my sights who's wanted for thieving from Ryujin and the other big corpos. Now, he don't know I ain't gonna shoot him, but he's itching to do something stupid. Then his kids come out, and his grandkids form a circle around him. Turns out, he's stealing so they can all just have a life. I get it. So I let him go. Far as the corpos know, he's dead. Yep, I got cussed out pretty good. But sometimes, it's worth it to do some good in the verse. Sure, I'm a veritable wealth of information. Anything particular on your mind? Personally, I prefer the diplomatic approach. Just because we're all certified badasses who could easily lay out the toughest spacer punk doesn't mean you're not human. If you ask me, words are a tracker's most effective tool. You'd be surprised how far a little sympathy can take you sometimes. And failing that, most targets are cowards. They don't want to die. Exploit that fact when you can. Well, it ain't what I'd call hot tips, but they serve me well. Eat right, stay hydrated, exercise, you know, just stay healthy. Don't hunt if you're sick. Last thing you want is an errant cough or sneeze to give you away when you're trying to use the element of surprise. Now that's a tough one. Depends on the situation. If you can't convince them with words, you may have to rough them up and put the fear of God in them. I suggest you learn as much as you can about human anatomy and physiology. It ain't pretty, but there are many things you can do to a body that ain't lethal, but may cause someone to wish they were. You got it, Chief. Sure, I don't mind sharing a little about myself, but not too much. I'm no agent number one, but I'm still a tracker. Been a tracker for over 30 years. Before that, I was what you might call a freebooter. I won't tell you what I did, but sure as hell wasn't above board. Well, suffice to say, that life can weigh on your soul. After a few close calls and some introspection, I came to the idea that I could do some good instead. Of course, it's hard to translate those kind of skills to the workforce, so here I am. Always saw to it to bring in my targets alive, in case they have any similar revelations. Yep, every single time. It ain't too hard when you've lived my life and seen the things I've seen. Folks deserve a second, third, even fourth chance. I'm living proof of that. Tell me, let's say someone puts a bounty on your head that you rightfully didn't deserve, or maybe you slipped up and had a bad day. You think it's right that they get to play executioner? You see, that's what you call a slippery slope. You justify it once, you can justify it again. Sooner or later, you end up like old Yama over there, believing yourself some servant of the god of death or something, and thinking you're doing them poor souls a favor. Ain't no life for me. Anyway, you're gonna do you, and I won't judge. But don't come crying to me if you can't reckon with your own demons. This some sort of intimidation tactic? Good luck out there. Nah, I'm good, Touche. Hey, how's the kiddo, by the way?
She's doing great. She just lost another baby tooth. She's really starting to read, too. Her dad's teaching her.
How about that? I remember when she was yay high and could barely speak. Oh, bless your heart. You must be proud.
She's the light of my life. You know, she's why I'm not out there anymore. Can't put her at risk. I'll just... have to live vicariously through the trackers that stole through here.
I hear that. Well, you know, anyone stupid enough.
Now that we are here.
Might be for a drive, not?
dare challenge me? Outcome was a certainty. We were destined to success. Good one. Not the best. Curse you. You're gonna take more than that. I hope you have a use in mind for that. And they're not simply taking it for fun.
This is lead botanical research. This is lead.